Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video for those who are watching out there. Hot and muddy night, tornado watches and stuff. So me and my bright idea decide, since I won't be able to sleep, since I'm paranoid, I'm just going to do some reviews to take my mind off stuff. Some paid requests from various people like Elliott. Thank you so much for that. And the video today is he wanted me to look into more Doctor Who episodes. The season 1 of when they revived the show. And this starred Christopher Eccleston. Sorry, I butchered his name. But thank you, Elliott, for those interested in requesting any type of videos, reviews, re-reviews, commentaries, topics, video game let's tries, playthrough, whatever the case may be. PayPal is usually the best bet, or join my Patreon. The links are in the info box, and they're either over there or over there. But yeah, Doctor Who, the season 1, episode 3 and 4. Now, as I mentioned before, I don't know much about Doctor Who. I didn't grow up with it. It would be on PBS when I was a kid, growing up in Iowa. But to be honest, as a kid, it's like I like the intro. It's spooky. I like the music, the theme. But I could never get into the plots and the very dry British. At least that's the way I viewed it as a kid. And I did not mind the first 2 episodes of this that Elliott had previously requested. These 2... The 4th one, Aliens of London, I liked a little bit more. Although there's some bits there I'm like, really? But I did like Christopher Eccleston and Billy Opper. Here, I'm butchering these names. Christopher and Billy as the Doctor and his new associate, compadre, assistant, Rose. I did like those 2. I liked their camaraderie. I liked their chemistry. Christopher, I know, only lasted for like 1 season. Some people told me in the last video I talked about this, and then I looked up some more info, that the reason he lasted 1 season is because, the way he puts it, he liked being the Doctor. He enjoyed the character. He's even gone on to do audio books and audio dramas, like audio work playing the character. But apparently the producers, there's like 2 or 3 people, like the producers behind the show, he had a bit falling out with them. He really didn't like them. I don't know what the details were on what that all happened. Was it toxic? Were they being asses? Were they telling him stuff you're not supposed to do? I don't know. I don't think he'll ever share those details, but it's too bad because he seems like he does have a good energy as the Doctor and exuberance. Little gleam in his eye playing the character. I can appreciate that each episode it could be different and unique and quirky, but I'm just not sure if the plots really was gung-ho about. But episode 3, The Unquiet Dead, pretty much 1869. The Doctor and Rose, they go back in time. They end up in 1869. At this funeral parlor, this vapor, this blue vapor energy will possess the dead. Now, because of the effects work, the limitations at the time, I don't think the vapor really looks that good. They look kind of crappy and silly looking. And when they possess the dead, like they walk around like zombies, but then they have this CG blue vapor on the eyes and mouth, and it just looked a bit silly. Again, maybe it's what they had to do for the time, but I would rather them tried, I don't know, even if it was like contact lenses, if it was something they could create that, something maybe a bit more unique, or I just didn't like the way it looked. So during their time there, they meet Charles Dickens, the writer, and he's performing in a theater. The blue vapor steers the audience. Rose notices there's something going on with these people at this funeral parlor. She gets taken. The doctor goes after her. When the doctor and Charles Dickens get there, they realize the people in the funeral parlor are being possessed. The corpses of the woman and her grandson are possessed. I did like the doctor telling Charles Dickens off. If you don't deny it, then don't waste my time and shut up. I did like that because, as a matter of fact, and hey, it's a good point of contention. Like, if you don't believe what I saw, just shut up, get out of my way. So apparently this blue vapor, they say they're an alien race and that we need to pass. And this woman who works at the funeral parlor, she, ever since as a kid, could hear things, and she's able to have the power to help these supposedly pass over, or they're from a dying world, dying race, and of course they trick people. Spoiler alert, they're full of it. Spoilers, they're full of shit. And while so many are being let out and all the people in the funeral parlor are being possessed, and I mean, you're not getting a lot of action, you're not getting a lot of gores, it's not that type of thing, not that type of show. There weren't really parts that I found scary or creepy. Pretty much, spoilers again. Rose and the doctor become trapped. Charles Dickens finds out that they don't like the gas. It's like poison to them, so get the fire out of the candles, up the not the candles, but other stuff. Put the gas up. Well, yeah, it's poisonous to us. It's very, very poisonous to them. And the woman, she decides to stay behind. And then you get the gist that she's pretty much dead anyway. She lights the match, blows up everything. And pretty much our two characters say goodbye to Charles Dickens and go on their merry way. Like I said, after some of the more unique stuff, like the whole weird mannequins being alive thing, another episode where they're so far in the future and there's a group of aliens watching Earth dying. The fact that it's about this goofy looking vapor possessing the dead, I don't know, maybe just because of the way the effects look. Rose didn't really have much to do. That character didn't really have much to offer in this episode. I find it funny that in the first episode they really put into the aspect of she could stand on her own 2 feet and the doctor may need her and she could hold her own. Then the second episode, she's trapped and the doctor has to save her. In this one, she gets kidnapped, the doctor goes after her, and she pretty much doesn't do anything to really change the outcome or help the situation. She's already just a almost useless bystander. But I don't mind the actress, Billy. Like I said, the story didn't do much for me. There's really not much else to the villains. It's not like there's a moral quandary of, are they on the right, are they on the wrong? There's no gray area. No, they just want to take over. There could have been, like, if you had to be, okay, well, we just want to possess your dead. And it's like, well, no, you can't possess. And they do that a little bit because the doctor's like, why are you being greedy and selfish? I mean, this is a dying race. Well, it's not right. Yeah, but they're dead and it's tissue and it helps them live and the race live. And that could be some interesting conversations. Like, would you let your loved ones, even though they're dead, would you let their bodies be used to help? Almost kind of like the Hidden, the very, if you've seen The Hidden, you may know what I mean. The very, very ending of The Hidden. That's kind of what happens. But they don't really go in that direction, and maybe that could have been interesting. Other than Christopher telling Charles Dickens to shut up. I mean, the inclusion of Charles Dickens is kind of like, whatever. It's not like, oh my god, they got a Charles Dickens character. I'm like, it is what it is. And they do like a slight reference to Ebenezer Scrooge, that whole story at the very end when I think it was like the snow's falling and he says a line that's similar to the end of A Christmas Story. I mean, A Christmas Carol. If it was a Christmas Story, then don't put, you pluck your eye out, kid. Shoot your eye out. So I wasn't really big on it. It's my least favorite so far of the four I've seen. Episode 4 I thought was a bit on track. I thought it started off on an intriguing note where the doctor's going to return Rose back to her time. It was supposed to be 12 hours, but there was a screw up. And so when she returns, hey, how's it going? And she realizes there's missing persons posters, and her mom is freaked out, and she's actually been missing for a year. And the doctor warns her too late. And so this whole thing where the mom is like, you've been missing for a year, and the cops are there, and then the boyfriend, you've been missing for a year. Granted, there's a bit more you could have milked in the whole aspect of missing a whole year of your life. Granted, I'm sitting there going, aren't you able to just go back into the Doctor Who phone booth and just go back to 12 hours and just not worry about this? Maybe they mentioned that and I forgot, but it's like, well, what's stopping you from just going to the booth and going back to the year at this point? Maybe they explained it and I forgot, so I apologize. I screwed up, but yeah. So you feel free to explain to me. So yeah, there's a little bit more they could have gotten out of that, but I do like that setup. Then in the midst of all this, the spaceship crashes. It hits Big Ben, the clock tower over there, overseas. And now people are like, wow, there's alien life. I'm like, there's Earth has never known there's alien life in all the years prior in Doctor Who. I mean, again, I'm not a Doctor Who expert. But I'm trying to think of all the years and decades of Doctor Who, is this really the first time Earth knows that there's aliens? Granted, to be fair, there is a task force that Doctor Who seems to know that's attached to this, so maybe people did know, but it was hush-hush. But I guess I mean like the full public. This is the first I guess they do about it. It's like, wow, there's aliens, wow. So you find out, and I did think this was interesting as well, spoilers, that there's this, they can't find the Prime Minister, but there's this other guy taking his position, as well as two others. There are aliens that are compressed in these human suits, which remind me of, honestly, Men in Black. Granted, I thought Men in Black did this better. Vincent D'Onofrio, when the alien is in the Edgar suit, and you see the skin stretched out, and like the longer it's there, the worse it gets. I thought it was done better there. But I mean, I don't mind the idea of aliens hiding in human suits, but one of the big problems I have with this episode is the humor. Because of this compression, they make fart noises. Flatulence. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. So these three are farting throughout the full damn episode. If you know me, I don't like that humor. I don't like that Jat Squad. I hate it. I despise it. I don't think it's funny. Yes, it's juvenile, but I just think it's stupid. I always hate that kind of humor. Very, 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 very rarely do I ever like it or condone it or anything in between. So I didn't like that crap. I did like the other idea though. Spoilers. Again, the spoilers again. They look into the ship and there's this little pig-faced alien. And of course some of the soldiers are scared and they shoot it. The Doctor Who is pissed at this. Then he looks at it and goes, wait, this was... this isn't the alien. it was a, how do I put it? Someone faked this alien landing, this alien crash landing. And they put this, it's a pig creature, but I guess still a lower life form that wouldn't have done this. And it's like, well, who would fake an alien landing? So it's aliens that have used this alien to fake a landing to give not only a decoy, but also create a trap of getting alien experts in the same room so that the real aliens can go and try to kill them and all that jazz. So I thought that was kind of an interesting plot. Aliens using other aliens for a fake crash landing and as a trap. Okay, I haven't seen that too many times before. Granted, again, I don't think you need all the farting. I don't think that was needed. Again, Men in Black didn't have to do that. At least with that character. Just have it, maybe it's Stan sad, and he's got to, or he or she's got to fix it from time to time. Something like that. Also, some weird things. Doctor Who is trying to get in the building, and these soldiers see him, and they immediately draw guns on him. But then this lady scientist screams. Doctor Who hears it, immediately tells the soldiers what to do, and then the soldiers just start listening to him. Now, they don't know who he is. They just start listening to him. I'm like, why do they start listening to this guy? They just had a gun on him 10 seconds ago. I did like this little bit what they did with the effects. Since I complained about the effects in episode 3, I did like the effects here where they're ready to kill this guy, but in order to do it, it's like an evil version of Cocoon. Like Cocoon, you have the sweet, let me show you I'm an alien. Here, they tear like a little piece of their forehead and they reveal this blue glow underneath. It really is the evil version of Cocoon, because you see the glow of the yellow, white, yellow, whatever the cocoons were in Cocoon. Those creatures, those aliens. Here it's like this blue light, and it's like much more villainous. I didn't mind that. I didn't mind the way that effect looked. Thought it looked pretty decent. I forget this character's name, but this one lady. Damn, I forgot her name. I did not mind her. The actress actually played Sean's mom in Shaun of the Dead. Harriet Jones' character, played by Penelope Wilton, she knows what's going on, is hiding, and then Rose, the Doctor Who's compadre, she finds this lady, and pretty much they're together at the end of the episode. But again, I guess that's a character that would come back from time to time. I'm like, I know this actress looks familiar. I'm like, oh, it's Sean's mom from Shaun of the Dead. Which, her scene when her character passes away and all that, very heartbreaking. But yeah, I think Shaun of the Dead is a great movie. So it was nice to see her in this. And this came out 2005, this episode. April 2005. Again, Doctor Who realizes too late it's a trap. Cue the, Return of the Jedi meme. It's a trap. And when you first see the aliens, when they take off the suits, it's really bad CGI. But at the very least, after they do that, it's practical effects. And I don't mind the practical effects. They're big creatures, big practical creatures with these big hands, big claws. And the face is like a giant, like a baby face with these big black eyes. That's really the best way I could describe it. And I don't mind that look of the creature or creatures. It's like almost an innocent face, but at the same time the big black eyes and the giant claws make them a threat as well. They tase everybody, and then it's a cliffhanger until you watch the next one. Which, granted, they show footage of the next episode, so they give it a cliffhanger, and then they spoil it with, actually, here's some bits of what's going to happen next time, so don't fret too much on the cliffhanger. Which is funny, like, again, it's a cliffhanger to leave you curious what's going to happen next. Well, actually, we'll show a little bit of what's happening next. Oh, thanks for being on the edge of my seat for 10 seconds until you show bits of the next episode. But that one I liked a bit more than episode 3. I might even say I liked it a bit more than episode 2. Because it felt like there was a bit more going on in terms of the aliens fating the other alien landing. And again, the whole Billy Piper. I don't know why I said like Billy Apper. Billy Piper. That's her name. Yeah, I don't know why. Because I'm bad with names. I don't know why I thought her name was Apper. Piper. Billy Piper. I did like her. The Ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston. I think they work together. I like Billy Piper. I did a bit of her character. I didn't get to see her mom and her boyfriend from the first episodes. You have a bit of that continuity. Sorry, so damn hot and muggy in here. So I'm cleaning my glasses 85 times. I know that's annoying. If I try to turn the fan all the way on, you don't hear on the camera. Either way, episode 3, my least favorite of the 4. Episode 4, if it wasn't for the farting aliens, like that they didn't fart, that's probably my biggest issue with this. But again, the idea, the story, the bit of intrigue, at least that left a bit more food for thought compared to the third episode. And in the second episode in mind, I would still say the first was the best so far. Then I'd probably say this one. But there you go. Like I said, I'm a newbie. I'm a complete noob when it comes to Doctor Who. So I'm far, far, far from an expert. I know my friend Michael Keane. He's definitely more an expert on this. I don't know if he'll watch this video, but feel free to comment, Michael. If what's your... Have you seen this season? Do you know of this Doctor? Are you a fan of him or not? Or even Elliott, who requested this. Is the Ninth Doctor considered one of the better seasons, one of the better Doctors, or not really? Again, I'm a newbie to this, so I'm open to people teaching me, if people want to comment. Anybody else, feel free to comment. But with that said, thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.